I'm in Maui this morning. I got here yesterday. Our flight was a little bit delayed, and so we didn't get in until I think it was probably like close to 6 p.m. So I didn't do much last night because, of course, Maui is 4 hours behind Denver, and it was about 10 o'clock my time. So I just kind of popped over to the store, got something to eat just here in my hotel room, and basically just crashed because I was so tired. But I slept really well. I always sleep really well when I'm here. I think it's just that Hawaiian air and the humidity, and it's just so beautiful. But I woke up, of course, bright and early this morning. That's the other side of it, right? So then you end up waking up at like 3 o'clock in the morning. But that was okay. And the reason why is because this morning was the Archer and Olive Fall 2026 launch of all their gorgeous new notebooks and washi tape and all sorts of stuff. And so it worked out pretty well because then I was ready and awake for when they released all those items, and was able to kind of get all the things that I had my eye on. And so I'll be sharing those with you as soon as they come in. But now let's see, it's just after 7. I'm trying to figure out what I want to do today. And I'm always a little bit like, I want to do everything, but I also just have to kind of pace myself because there's several things I need to get done today. For example, I just got the new cover design for my book, Once Upon a Lie, which I absolutely love. But the cover designer is trying to get to work on both the paperback and the hardback covered, and so they need the back cover copy from me, and so that's been on my list. I was going to try and get that to them yesterday, but I was in airports and flying all day and just really didn't have a minute to sit down and do that. So I want to get that done this morning. And the other thing is I brought the first 100 pages of my new book, Her Name Was Lola, printed out. And so I think what I want to do is head over to, there's a little cafe down the street, and I'm hoping I can kind of find a little table over there and just kind of go through I don't know how many I could get through. I guess we'll just have to wait and see. But take all those pages with me and just do another read through of Her Name Was Lola. Now, that book is currently with my editor, and she's not going to get that back to me until the end of August. But that's okay. I still want to go through it again myself and just make notes because it's been, a couple weeks now since I sent that off to her and since I've looked at it. And so I feel like I would have some fresh eyes to kind of go through that and, just see what I notice. I'm a little bit afraid, everything seemed fine. And then you go back later and you're like, oh my God. So I'm going to take those pages with me, and I have another, just a huge long list as usual of things that I kind of want to get done and work on today. But I think I just want to really narrow my focus and not try to do everything. So I think the only thing I'm going to worry about today is getting that back cover copy to my cover designer. And I'm going to do that before I leave the hotel this morning. And I'm going to take those pages with me, walk down the street, find that cafe. I've heard it can get quite busy down there. So I don't know if that's going to work out, but I'm going to try. I'll just have it with me. And barring that, I will just have some breakfast, and then maybe I'll head over to the beach and just sit under an umbrella and watch the waves crash against the shore and get some reading done on those pages there. So that's the kind of loose plan. I don't want to overdo it. I also just want to enjoy my time while I'm here and relax. The other thing I did do this morning, so I got my Archer and Olive order in, and I'm super excited for that to ship and come to me. But then I was like, it was dark out because of course I woke up so early, and I went down by the pool and the hot tub area, and there was a guy down there cleaning off the pool deck and everything. And there's signs everywhere that says, not open until 7. And so I went and asked him, I was the only one down there. I asked him, I said, I know it doesn't open until 7, but if I'm really quiet, do you mind if I sit in the hot tub? And he's like, go ahead, it's fine. So I had my cup of tea and I just sat in the hot tub in the dark. As you looked out over, there's kind of mountains, to I guess it would be to the east from where we are. And just sat in the hot tub, drank my tea. I didn't take my phone down there with me or anything. I just really wanted to be in the moment, and it was quiet and beautiful, and just watch as the light came up over the mountains, and it was just so calming and just very present. So that was just, I mean, it was a delightful way to kind of start my morning. I wish I could start every morning that way. So it was good because I feel like it like just really centered me and I felt calm. Whereas I think, I had woke up this morning kind of just buzzing a little bit and I didn't feel like there was a lot of coherent, just sort of energy and feeling, in my head kind of thing. So I think that was just a really great way to kind of just ground myself and get centered for the day and then really think about, okay, how do you want to spend this beautiful day here? Like, yes, obviously you want to get some work done, but we're not spending all day working. We're gonna enjoy our time and just kind of relax too. So that was fantastic. But anyway, I am going to get that cover copy sent off to my cover designer. I'm going to pack up my bag and I'm going to head out to the cafe. So more soon. Okay, so I only just finished sending in all that copy to my cover designer, which took longer than I thought. It's actually almost 8:00. And the reason why is because I had to sort of like, oh, I want this on the back of the hardback, but then the hardback cover, of course, has flaps. And so this goes on this flap and this goes on this flap. And so, but then the trade paperback is different because there's just not as much real estate, in terms of what you're going to put where. So, I mean, the copy is the same as like the same book description that it's always been but then like, okay, well, what do you want where? And oh, don't forget your author picture and all this other stuff. So anyway, that's done. Hopefully they don't have too many questions, although I suspect they probably will. I don't know. I tried to make it as clear as possible, like put this here and put that there. But, sometimes you do something and you think it's like, it makes sense, but then what somebody is getting on the other end is maybe not so clear. So anyway, fingers crossed that works out. But I'm going to pack my bag up now and head over to the cafe. Okay, so I'm back in my room, which is air conditioned and cool. It was a bit of a hike to the cafe. So as you could see from the video, I ate breakfast at the Kihi Cafe, but it's very busy, and the seating's outside, and there's just a lot going on. So, really I just kind of like sat there and ate, had my breakfast, had that shake that I had ordered. And on my way there, I had seen that there's this, at least new since I've been here last time, kind of coffee shop that's in the strip mall area. So I decided to sit there, and it was a little quieter, and because it was in the shade, it was cooler. And really cute inside, like the decor and everything. So you obviously saw all that in the video, but, and was able, sorry, I'm out of breath from walking, and was able to read through about 45 pages. I brought 100 with me, so about halfway through. And I haven't found any like huge glaring issues, which is good, because I've gone through it before, before I sent it to my editor. So basically I'm seeing with fresh eyes what she's seen. So I'm really curious to see what she comes back with at the end of the month. But I think what I'm going to do now, I think it's just past 10. I'm going to change into my bathing suit, go pick up a chair, an umbrella, and a beach towel. They have those for us downstairs, and head over to the beach for a little bit and just kind of sit out there at the ocean and read through some more pages. So that's a nice thing about bringing the physical copy of my book. I have sometimes brought my computer out to the beach, but it always feels, there's always, even if it doesn't come anywhere near the sand, it just feels like the sand kind of blows if it gets even a little bit windy, and always makes me paranoid that I'm going to ruin my computer. So it's nice that I have the physical pages to kind of just bring with me, because I don't worry as much about them getting damaged. So I'm gonna change into my bathing suit, go grab some beach setup supplies, and head out by the water. So. Okay, update. I did sit out at the beach for probably about an hour, but I didn't take any video while I was out there. The wind was crazy. In fact, I got like my chair, my umbrella, and everything set up, and immediately had to take the umbrella back down just because it was gusting with wind. And of course, that, like blows sand. And I'm like, the camera I have with me is my little DJI, and I was just like, oh, this thing is going to get sand in every single crevice. So I didn't want to risk it. So I don't have any video other than just like me walking out to the beach, but it was beautiful. It was very hot. And I just feel like you always have to be so careful in Hawaii. The sun is so intense. And so I had like SPF 50 on, but even then, like I don't really sort of dare stay out without an umbrella for much more than an hour. So anyway, came back and then headed to the pool for a little bit, rinsed all the sand off, and then went for a little bit of a swim, and came back up here to the room and proceeded to keep reading through my manuscript pages, which you can see over there on the table. And again, just kind of like plugging along through those, I just printed out the first 100 pages to bring with me on this trip. So I think I got up to about page 75. So there's usually, we get to the airport and there's like a little bit more time before we actually start boarding passengers and stuff like that. So I'll probably read through a few more pages before I work the red eye from Maui back to Denver this evening. But other than that, I will probably go ahead and close this video out. I hope you enjoyed hanging out with me in Maui for the day and just working on some of my writing. Overall, I think it was a really good day, because even though as I usually do, I made a huge long list of things I wanted to get done, but I really just kind of focused on, okay, but like, what are the priorities? And the priority was getting the back cover copy to the cover designer, which they already got back to me and said they got it, thank you, and they're going to get to work on the print covers for that was for Once Upon a Lie, which is my book that came out like a couple years ago. But if you didn't catch any of my other videos, I'm redesigning all of my post covers that my former covers that aren't traditionally published. I have no control over those ones, but so all that author branding will be the same. So that's pretty exciting on that. So they got that, and they're going to be working on the print layouts for the hardback and the paperback version of Once Upon a Lie. So that's nice. And then was basically reading through my manuscript for Her Name Was Lola. So I'm pretty sure, I think depending on what the edits end up looking like when I get those back at the end of the month, I'm I think, aiming for like a November publish date. I haven't said anything officially, because I don't want to until I see those actual edits and how extensive they're going to be. But anyway, that will be more news for another video. But I hope you enjoyed this day with me, and I look forward to seeing you again soon. I hope, if you're a writer, happy writing. If you're a reader, thanks for being here. I appreciate the support, and I will see you all next time. Bye.